Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Juan Rodas. Today we have Haitian center back Andrew Jean-Baptiste. Andrew, how are you in Sweden?
I am Mickey bro. That's Swedish for I'm really good right now. I'm really good. Thank
That's
you.
good. That's good to hear. Well, to first off, I want to thank you, Andrew. Because you're a professional athlete. I really do appreciate you doing this and taking out of your day. I know it's late out there in Sweden, but thank you so much for accepting our invitation.
No problem, brother. Once again, I thank you for even putting me on that list of players that you want to interview.
For sure, no problem. To start off, Andrew, I know you're from New York, and if I'm not wrong, you were born in Brooklyn. But if you could talk to us about your upbringing in Brooklyn, New York, how was that being Haitian as well?
Yeah, so I mean, I was born in Brooklyn. My mom was living out there when I was just a wee thing. Actually, even before I was even born, if anything. But my mom actually ended up moving out of Brooklyn into Long Island, Suffolk County, into a town called Brentwood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she didn't want to live in apartments. She wanted the suburban lifestyle with a house and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And living in that area for me, it was. I mean, as a Haitian person, there wasn't that many Haitian students that I grew up with. I probably knew about four for a couple of years, and then as far as playing soccer, I mainly just grew up playing with all Hispanics and Latinos. Like Salvadorians, Colombians, Guatemalans, Hondurans, Ecuadorians. That's who I grew up with when it came to the football.
Mm-hmm. Do you speak a little Spanish yourself? If I'm guessing that you grew up with a lot of Latinos. Un poquito.
Sí, yo puedo hablar un poquito de español. No eres muy rico, pero sí, es suficiente para hablar.
Qué bueno. That's good. And then obviously, as little kids, we tend to play different sports. But you, Andrew, was soccer the only sport that you played?
Nah, actually, I played quite a few sports. Besides, I mean, you know how it is when you're young. Your parents try to get you in a few other things, see which one clicks, which one they're comfortable with. I did karate for a few classes.
Okay.
The kid down the street from me played baseball, so I was always with him playing baseball and stuff with that with my brother. But I'd say the biggest sports that was I had to take a moment to really decide which one I wanted to pursue was American football, soccer, and basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And American football, I was actually pretty good at football. It's just that my mom thought it was barbaric. So, again, if your mom's not feeling it, you kind of fall out of it. So,
exactly.
I used to be a running back. I played safety as well, and I played the positions pretty well. But once again, if mom ain't feeling it, that's cool. And then it just left down like basketball, soccer, and basketball was actually pretty good. I think I was a little intimidated by my brother because he was also really good at it.
Mm-hmm.
He played basketball and soccer, but I just felt like, I don't know, I thought he was actually really good at basketball. And most of my friends were Hispanic anyway that didn't really play basketball anyway.
Soccer.
They just played soccer.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's why I kind of drifted more and more into it. And then on top of that, everybody in my family plays soccer. My mom played it back in the day. My dad played it back in the day.
Yeah.
My uncle played it back in the day. He played on the Haitian national team. My brother represented the national team at one point. So I think at that point it was like, I think I know which sport I'm going to go with.
For sure, most definitely. And obviously, as a professional soccer player, you train probably once or twice a day, and then on game days is game days. But what do you like to do in your free time when you do have free time?
I kind of changed up my routine over the years. Before I used to be like big into FIFA, and just playing FIFA, PS4, and just let that be my
getaway.
My getaway, from everything. But that's something I did when I was younger, But now I kind of look more to just looking into reading documentaries, educating myself. Since I'm not in school anymore, I kind of want to keep myself updated on to world news and things that are happening at the moment, and just trying to just keep that going as well. When you kind of leave college at such a young age, you kind of leave without all that kind of information and things that you learn. So, this is kind of something that I picked up on now, and I'm looking to get back into college soon. Start taking online classes. So it's kind of something that I got myself into lately.
That's good. That's good. Now, obviously, you're a center back, Andrew, if I'm not wrong. But has center back always been your position that you like to play?
Actually, no. Like to play. Yeah, I love to play. But as far as growing up, I used to be like a number 10, a number 6, that holding midfielder, center midfielder, box to box kind of guy. That used to be my position, like for growing up and stuff like that. But whenever I felt like I was trying out for the state team, the regional team, to get looks at the national pool and everything, I always put myself in center back because I saw guys that were in my position that already had a status and a name, and I noticed that coaches were looking for new defenders. So that was actually part of my game, that I made myself versatile to play multiple positions. My mother was my coach for like 10 years, and so she was really hard on being versatile, any way you can get yourself on the field. So, that's one of the things that I kind of emphasized really very well when I was growing up. So, so midfield, I played almost every position on the field, to be honest. There's not one position on the field that I haven't played yet at this point. Like, I used to be a goalie too, so I've literally done it all. So
that's good. And in your opinion, Andrew, who do you think is the best center back in Haitian history? Obviously, talking about soccer.
Ooh. All right.
Tough one.
I can only go back for the last, I'd say 10 years that I've actually been like a little bit aware of the squad and everything like that. There's some guys that played League One in France.
Yeah.
And like even like my uncle represented the national team. But I don't really know any of the guys back then. But if I had to date back in the last 10, 15 years, I'd say
Jerome Mechak.
I'd say,
Jerome Mechak, your other center back.
For me, Jerome Mechak is probably one of my favorite center backs because he is absolutely an animal and he's capable of doing things that I've never seen other center backs do. However, for whatever reason that it may be, he wasn't able to get to that higher level that he's actually capable of playing.
Yeah.
So for me, I'd say either. Then this guy also plays my position too, Ade. So Meshach, Ade, like those would have to be like two of my favorite center backs. But as far as like the one who made it the biggest in the last several years that I can remember, it would be Jean-Jacques. He played in League One in France. He was actually the first Haitian player to reach a market value of $1 million. So, based off of just reputation, market value, and what he's done in the league, I'd say Jean-Jacques. But as far as one of my favorites, it's probably between Meshach or Ricardo Ade.
For sure. And if you could tell us, at what age do you think you fell in love with soccer?
I'd say about, I always had a passion for soccer. I was like 5, 6 years old kicking the ball around, Maybe because my brother was playing it, and I see him with his friends and I was always around there kicking the ball and stuff like that. So I'd say around somewhere between 4 and 6 years old.
4 and 6, so extremely young.
Yeah. I had my mindset,
Yeah.
That's why I kind of knew football was going to be my life regardless. Like, I was ready to do it when I was a kid, So for another sport to come and take over, it would have to have been big.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, as soccer players and things that we don't know make a lot of sacrifices, for maybe waking up at 4 or 5 in the morning. But if you could tell us the sacrifice that you did to be in the place that you are now.
Where do I start? The early morning trainings. For one, some people know this, some people don't. I know my best friends will. They used to tease me about it. But like, I used to be a fatter kid back in the day, and and I was playing soccer and stuff. But this is kind of one of the reasons why I was playing goalie and stuff like that. You know, they always put the big kid in goalie. You know, I'm a good defender, but we needed the goalie, and I was actually pretty good at that too. And I was the bigger, slower kid on the field, and you know, so I was bigger, and just as I was growing up, you know, my mom didn't really like the position as goalie. You know, yeah, I was a soccer player, but you know, the way she taught me for over the years was to have skill on the ball and stuff like that. So it almost felt like it all went to waste if I became a goalie. You know, but then again, if you look at goalies now, some of them can actually keep up on the field, but that wasn't the thing back in the day. But you know, I used to be like 30, 40 pounds overweight, and I remember like just a summer where I dropped like 35, 37 pounds.
Wow.
You know, just changed the diet, cut soda out of my life, you know, and, you know, that's something that I kind of kept regimen going through as I got older, you know, as it became more competitive, as I played against better players, you know. I knew that my off the field routine had to change, you know, and that's a sacrifice, I'd say, for itself to go out there and do the extra work that no one else is willing to do. You know, I grew up always hearing the saying that somewhere out there, someone else is working harder than you. So it made me want to work at least a little bit harder, 2 times, 3 times harder, you know, every single day. And on top of that, I miss sacrificing, missing activities with my family. You know, before I came back to Umeå, before I came back to Sweden, I hadn't seen my family in like three years.
Wow.
You know, and it's like, and for me, like a family is a big part of my football, you know, because it's a big part of me, because family is all you got, you know, and my family, it's the most supportive family you could possibly think of. But, you know, obviously flying out to a whole other country when they have their own life as well is not so easy. So that's also something that I have to deal with for the last several years, you know. I'm not one of these millionaire La Liga EPL players where, you know, you just uproot your whole family and then they all live in the same house. So, but you know, being away from my family, I say, is on top of that probably one of the biggest sacrifices I had to make. That, and you know, just you sacrifice personal life, love life. You know, there's a lot of things that come into factor, you know, that people don't really think about. You know, like they just think, oh no, you're a player, you just do this. No, there's a whole lot more. You know, personal life, family, and love life. You know, that's a lot right there. You know, and that's basically everybody's day to day. So, so if I'm giving up a majority of all that just so I can make a career for myself, for me, I'd say those are the biggest things.
For sure. And obviously, like how you said, you weren't as in great a shape as you were before, but now I think it's completely different, wouldn't you say? Because it seems like you're in top-notch form.
Yeah,
you're ripped.
I'm in a good place right now. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna go shoot for some Ronaldo level. Personally, I wouldn't want to be like that, even if I wasn't playing soccer. You know, I'm comfortable where I'm at. You know, and but this is also something that I work for. So, you know, I'm happy to be here at this level. You know, at this point. You know, because it's what's gonna keep me going longer if I want to make a longer career out of this. You know, I've been playing. This is my 8th season. So if I'm looking to go for another 10 more years, then, you know, maintaining what I have now is the most important thing. You know, I can't just get comfortable with where I'm at and just say, whatever, I don't need to do more. No. You know, getting to where you want is one thing. Maintaining it and staying there is
the hardest.
The next hardest thing.
For sure.
Exactly.
And obviously, you've played through various leagues, the MLS to Thailand to Sweden to Spain. But do you think you could name a game in particular that probably has been the hardest game in your career?
I mean, marking up my idol, Henri. That's one of them. I mean, playing against Donovan and Robbie Keane when they were at their prime, as far as chemistry-wise, was quite difficult. You know, it's you know, they had an amazing chemistry at that time. You know, it's just like when you know, Dempsey and Martins or Giovinco and Josie Altidore. Like there's always a time where there's just a great pairing going. Wondolowski, Leonard, and Gordon. These guys are headaches to deal with. Felipe and Divayo at Montreal. So to pick one of them. I mean, even in Thailand, there's not actually. No, I was in Malaysia. I'm sorry, it's in Thailand.
My bad, Malaysia.
Not many people give the leagues out in Asia credit, but you still have to remember they bring in quality players coming from like the first division in Brazil, Argentina.
Yeah.
They played in championship division in England. Recently I saw a guy that was he was playing in Bundesliga. He played out here in Allsvenskan in Sweden, and he was out there in Sweden. So I've had some great matchups. So to pick one. I can't. It's too hard. Yeah. Every single one of them is a pain in the ass. Excuse my language. And you just kind of have to go out there and just put the performance on. Shoot, I just played against Raul Jimenez and stuff like that, and like this guy was an animal. And shoot, I played against Cahill. Marking him up in the box was a task in itself, but I couldn't put a finger on it, to be honest.
For sure, no, I completely agree. But now, could you possibly name a toughest striker that you have faced against? Tough one, I'm guessing as well. Henry, Keane, Obafemi.
I was actually just thinking about this the other day. For me, it's like, because I pride myself on 1v1, so there's a lot of strikers I play with that are really good 1v1 players that I stepped on the field confident to mark them up, and then there's guys that are the big strong guys that look for the physical battle that I've done well against. But I was looking forward to that battle. For me, I'd say it just has to be one of it. It's between the three. I'd say between Henry. It's actually pretty hard. I mean, I'm gonna give you four. I'm gonna give you four right off the top. Henry, Divayo, Keane, and Jimenez. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. It's between one of those guys. Apart from their pace, their technique and all that, they're like chess players. And as much as the game, as you see it visually, it's played on the feet and body and everything. It's a lot of it's mental, And with these guys, I felt like I was in a mind battle and a chess match every single time I stepped on the field with them. Each one of them had a moment in the game where I saw their movement, their action, their body feints off the ball. This is before the ball even got to their feet.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like, see, when the ball's at your foot, I don't have to get into a mind battle with you. The ball is where I need to go. You can drop your shoulder, go this way, but the ball's still right here. Yeah. But these guys off the ball is what made it so hard. Makes it so hard for any defender. Yeah, and especially me as well. So it's between one of those guys, because those guys were just chess masters, right? Sure. Just tacticians. Mm-hmm. So it'd be between one of those. I'm sorry, I can't pick.
No, you're good, bro. You're good.
I'm so indecisive. Like I can't even pick anything.
No worries, man. No worries. But not transitioning, Andrew. Obviously, you play for a Caribbean team, Haiti. But what do you think Caribbean teams need to do to reach your World Cup? Because obviously, we've seen Haiti do very well. Trinidad did. I think they could have done better, but Curaçao and Haiti were probably the underdogs and that made history in this Gold Cup. But what do you think Caribbean teams need to do to reach a World Cup? Because there's talent.
Oh, incredible talent in all the countries. I mean, I look at our group in Nation League right now. I feel like we're in the hardest league for Nations League. Like, we have Curacao and we have Costa Rica. Like, wait, what? So,
that's hard.
Yeah, I know. This Nation League is not gonna be easy. So, but you know, I've honestly been thinking about this for a few times and been trying to like put the nail on it.
Yeah.
Most importantly, I think what it comes down to, and this is kind of something that I felt about with a few other Hispanic countries and stuff. You know, it's you have a group of guys, of players playing all parts of the world, all playing in top leagues, and obviously they all get called in together to play and stuff like that. And I know our national team, and I'm not only speaking about our national team. I've noticed this. I've seen it with other countries and stuff.
Yeah.
I've had a friend or two in other countries, and I like to talk and understand situations in all clubs and all countries and all teams and stuff like just to get a good idea. And I think most importantly is when guys come together, you gotta put the ego aside and know that you just gotta come in and put in the work, you know, like on and off the ball, on and off the field. You know, that no matter who you are, where you played, how much money you played Champions League, you played Europa League, that doesn't even matter anymore because now you're stepping on a completely different team.
Yeah.
You're here because of what you did. Okay, that's good. Now understand that now what you're gonna do here is a whole nother platform.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
All those Champions League games, all those Europa League games, like qualifications and all that doesn't even matter anymore. That got you here. But now what you do here, next thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like I've seen some teams do that, some other countries do that as well. You know, it becomes individual. You know, and you know, some people notice it, some people don't, and then fingers can be blamed. You know, for me, the first time I ever realized this, I felt like this with like Colombia. You know, before they had that amazing year, what was it, 2010?
14? Maybe, yeah.
14, sorry.
Yeah.
You know, in the World Cups before. I always felt like they always had an amazing team. They've always had great players. But then again, I always felt like, you know, you had a bunch of guys coming in with egos that are going to make it difficult, you know, for the coach, for the team, you know. And, you know, for us, I think, you know, our coach came and did well. He's going to go down as probably one of the best coaches in Haitian history.
Wow.
And, you know, for us, I think, you know, if we have a great coach that come again, whether he's here or not, you know, come in with a great tactic and we have the guys that are going to come and enforce the tactics that he has for us. I think for 100% for sure that, you know, that's what any of the other countries need, you know, having a good tactic and having the players to actually enforce it. You know, if you take, for example, France in the last World Cup, with the players that they have, and you look at the system that they played in all those games, I saw a lot of guys sitting back and defend. I would have never thought with the team that they had, they would drop back and defend. I see Griezmann, you know, picking up balls near the 18, hit it back up to Giroud, and he's making a 20, 30-yard run to support him on play again. You see what I mean? Like, but would you ever would have thought, like, this is the tactic that they're going to play? You know, because Pogba came from Man U, and he didn't like it. He wanted to attack.
Yeah.
But once again, egos put aside, comes to the team, comes to the national team, he does what he has to do.
Exactly.
And then, boom, it worked, and look what it got him. It got him a World Cup title. So, you know, that's most importantly it. You know, I think, you know, and this last Gold Cup, we showed it. You know, we had guys defending their butts off that they've never done before. You know, one of our main strikers in the years before, he was a left wing, and I see him blocking crosses in our own defensive third.
Yeah,
you see what I mean? So right off the bat, we really just showed signs that we're mature enough and capable of doing the things that we need to do. Even with the young team that we have, we're capable of doing it. So, you know, if we keep on, if we continue on doing those things right, I think it's possible for us.
For sure, most definitely. Now transitioning, Andrew, what is your favorite music and food? Un poquito de reggaeton?
Que me encanta el reggaeton. Now, for me, oh man, my favorite music, obviously, it's gonna be hip hop. You know, I grew up with that 1990s hip hop and R&B. That was me right now. You know, hip hop nowadays is not what it used to be, unfortunately. You know, hip hop, R&B, reggaeton, reggae, salsa, bachata. You know, these are the kind of genres of music that I listen to. You know, like this is what gets me going. You know, like. Yeah. You know, when I cook, I be listening to bachata, you know, some aventura, and I be killing. But then, when, you know, if I feel like being on my third level, you know, what I mean, I get on my hip hop and whatnot. Like, I'm over here sagging in my own apartment, whatnot. Just, what's up? You know, it calls. The thing is, like, that's what I love about music, because it calls for it. You know, it can come up for any mood, any time. You know, like. You know, like, sure, I got some Anthony Santos song from 1992, you know, that I like to listen to right before games and stuff, because it just gets me in a flow. Because at the end of the day, you know, soccer is a flow, you know, and if you have that rhythm, that, you know, that kind of flavor when you go into the game, it can make it magical. You know? Look at Ronaldinho and stuff like that. Like, these guys listen to music all the time before they went to the play.
Yeah.
You know, they made their own music going to the stadium. You know, I used to love watching like 06, 02 Brazil's national team. They were so live.
Yeah,
that's what I love.
For sure. You know? And then, do you think you could tell us your favorite food?
Oh, so mama's cooking.
Haitian food, I'm imagining.
Huh?
Haitian food?
Yeah, 100%.
Hands down.
Our food is the livest, but I mean, if I had to not pick, obviously my mom's cooking Haitian food. I'd say like Hispanic food. You know what I mean? I can't put a finger on it what country, because each one has like their own little kind of flavor to it. You know? Yeah. But just Hispanic food, because it's bomb too. What? Like. Mexico, Colombia, and Dominican Republic, you know, patacons from Venezuela, like, I can go on, but, you know, they all have their own flavor, but, you know, they're all Latino, so I say Latin food as well, so that, Haitian food, and, I say Italian, because I'm in New York, I love my pizza. Okay. And I went to Naples, and the pizza is almost exactly the same, like, I almost cried. It was so good. I hadn't been home in like 2 years, and then I get some pizza that reminded me of home. I was like, oh, what's up?
For sure. Yeah. And obviously, if you could take us, you know, through the day when Dark Garber said, Andrew Jean-Baptiste gets selected by Portland Timbers. What went through your mind? Who did you call? Tell us about that amazing experience in your career.
I mean, I didn't have to call anybody, because everybody I wanted near me was right there. Okay. My mom, my aunt, my brother, my pops, they were all right there by my side. You know, they knew that this was a changing point in my life, you know, and a changing point at the beginning to my career as well. So I had them there. They were there. They were right by my side. So, but as far as the moment we went through my mind was, damn, it starts now.
Pays off, right?
It starts right now. Even as I walk up to the podium, whatever the hell I'm about to say right now starts right now. Like, yo, I can either have the whole city of Portland looking forward to seeing me, or they be like, what? You know, that was really what it is. You know, I smiled so much within 20 minutes after I got called. Like, after that podium speech, and I was talking about interviewing journalists and stuff like that. I met the president. I met what's it called? Gavin and Paul. You know, like, everything changed, and then I was just smiling like crazy. It was an unbelievable moment, you know. But that's one of those things that kind of just exists in America. And I'm in America, you know, the draft day.
Yeah.
Sure, you know, in Europe, it's, you know, you go to the academy and then you see the big boss. He sees you. Next thing later, you're in the office, and then next thing later, you're signing a contract.
Yeah.
That's another vibe, but you know, but that's also European. But other than that, it was unreal. It was unmatched. It was, you know, the beginning of the dream that I had.
For sure. And also, if you could talk to us about, you know, playing in front of the Portland Timbers fans, because that's a different experience, you know, from playing in different other crowds. Because Portland, as we all know, as we can say, it gets lit with the main fans. But if you could tell us about that experience as well.
I mean, I'm still good with those fans, with the fans back home, the TA, the Portland supporters, because they are the realest, you know, and the Portland fans, man, their energy is unmatched, you know, and the one thing I love about them is, like, yeah, games cannot go our way, but most importantly, if they see you give your everything, that's all they ask for. You know, and for them, like, you know, and some people say, oh, they just don't have high expectations. No, it's not high expectation. They just admire and appreciate hard workers. You know, and when you play in front of a crowd like that, you want to go out there and work hard. You know, you don't sit here and think, yeah, I'm having a bad day, my car didn't start, blah, I got a flat tire, whatever reason that could mess up somebody's day. The moment you step into that stadium, you know the energy that's gonna come as well. You know, like every time I stepped in that stadium, even when I stepped in that stadium as a Chivas player, I still stepped in like I was home. I was like, yo, I'm playing in front of my people. That's just it. You know, that's all it was. Yeah. You know, except when my team scored, I try to help hold back my celebration. But the Portland fans are a match. You know, they're up there with the supporters we had for Haiti. Actually, no, Haiti, they were wild. They were wild. I don't know if you saw that video what was happening back in Haiti after we won the quarters.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, that. I'll try to find that video for you and I'll send it to you. But other than that, Portland fans are, you know, one of the best. They're so supportive. You know, they'll come out to wherever you are and shoot. You find them anywhere. Actually, I met a Portland fan when I was in Malaysia. To be honest. Yeah, he had my jersey and everything. I signed it for him.
He had your jersey?
I was like, wait. Yeah, I was so right. I'll try to find that photo and I'll send it to you.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was so crazy.
Andrew, if you could talk to us about, you know, making your debut in the MLS with Portland Timbers, and it also must have been one of the best games for you because you scored a goal and assisted by Jack Juiceberry. If you could talk to us about that as well.
Well, I scored 2 goals that day.
Oh, 2 goals! Wow.
No. It's because I had an own goal. Minutes before.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. But everybody, like my brother, my family, and my friends, they still tease me about it. But you know, it was one of those moments. It was like, you know, I had my mom there, I had my parents there. You know, it was once again, I had that support base that I want and need. You know. Yeah. So that was already something in my favor that I look forward to and stuff. And you know, it was a great game. I mean, you know, they had great players at that time. I remember Freddie Du was there. Was Connor Casey there? I can't remember. No, I don't think Connor was there yet. Maybe LeChue, but no, I still remember them having Williams. Yeah. So they had a good squad, you know. And for me, I was a little bit nervous going into it because I was put on the roster the night before, the practice before. I already knew I was going to be on the 18. However, one of our international players, his ITC hadn't came in. So as I was walking into the locker room, you know, you walk past the coach's office first, and then you open the door, and that's the locker room. And as I was walking in, I hear Drew, "What's up?" And then Amy Pangidi, our assistant coach, was like, "You're starting today, buddy." And I was like, "Oh, all right, you know, all right." wasn't prepared for that at all, you know what I mean? Like mindset, I thought my schedule was gonna start, you know. So when they said I was gonna, you know, so I kind of had to like get myself into the game because, you know, there's a different kind of mental preparation when you know you're gonna be on bench. You kind of it's more of that motivating yourself. Like, all right, if you get in, you got to change the game. You know, you got to be the reason why they win, not the reason why they lose.
Yeah.
But then when you're supporting it, it's like, all right, it starts now. You know, so you know, and I remember Darlington came up to me. He's like, hey, you starting today or what's up? Like me and Darlington had like some joke of like it's from like 60 plus. You know, it's like if he didn't play 60 minutes of the game, did you even play at all?
Yeah.
You know, but the thing is, it was more of a joke for like if you were an attacker, because you know if you get subbed out at halftime, you know you had that game.
Yeah.
But I still use that. You know, I still use that as a motivation for me. Like I have to go out there and get my minutes in these games, you know, to make an impact. But you know, that first game was an unreal feeling, you know, and you know, I was a little down that you know the own goal happened. It was poor communication between me and Perkins, the goalkeeper. In an unfortunate situation, it came off my head. It was a slight touch. It was going in regardless, but it was a slight touch. And you know, and as soon as it happened, I tried to look where my parents were in the crowd, try to see if I could find them, but I couldn't. And I just kind of just like talked to myself like, yo, like what? Like no, like you've been shutting these guys down the whole game. You know what I mean? It's been 0-0 this whole game. You know what I mean? You've been doing your thing. Like don't sit here and act like, you know, you playing well or something. Like, so I'm like, yo, I was telling myself like, yo, get one back. You get one back, everybody forgets what happened.
Exactly. And you did.
3 minutes later, boom, it was a very lucky goal. I'm not going to say and act like, yeah, I put it lower corner, made it difficult for Zach and Math. Nah. You know, I know. I mean, I doubt Zach remembers it, but I'll remember to the day I died. But
for sure.
You know, it was an unfortunate mistake that he had. Like, the ball got under his arm. I mean, it's turf. It was wet. You know, you kind of when you dive on the ball, can sneak under there. You know, it happens to defender as well when you slide tackle and stuff. So, but it got in there, and I didn't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Got in.
As long as it goes in.
Like, exactly, and I was celebrating like I won the damn World Cup. And the best part about it, I had the whole Timbers Army. Boom.
That's dope.
Right there in front of me. I was, what? And see them, the green smoke that they do. Oh, man, I was words can't describe, but yeah.
Did you hold the piece of wood as tall as you could after the game?
Yeah, I'm proud to say I've had 2 pieces of wood that during my time there, you know, but the only thing that sucks is someone stole my piece of wood. I was so mad.
Someone really did?
Yeah, they took it out of my garage. One was like in my garage, another one was like on my park. Like I had like a covered parking spot, and I put it there with my name on it and everything. And then, you know, I forgot when it was, but I just remember coming home and I'm like, okay, I could have sworn I put a piece of log there. And another time they like took it out of my garage, you know. I was like, how did you even get in my garage? But whatever, you know.
Yeah.
It was. But either way, if it's gone because a fan took it, then you know what, they have a memorabilia of mine. You know, at least it's somewhere, because I don't think I would have been able to get that on the plane, bringing that back home. So
yeah, for sure. For sure. And if you could also mention to us, you know, the best MLS game that you've played, in your opinion.
I mean, I could say that LA Galaxy game. You know, like I was really feeling myself that game. You know, there was tackles, there was passes that I was making in that game, and obviously the game-winning goal. I could easily sit here and say that was my best game. But if I have to really say, yeah, that's definitely one of them. But if I have to say, there was a game against Houston Dynamo. You know, mind you, the Dynamo had been was at the moment one of the top teams in the league. They had done amazing things, and unfortunately, one of the center backs that we had that was starting, I was on the bench. He had broke his tibia in the first half, and it was 0-0. And here I am, 19-year-old, 20-year-old, ready to get off the bench to play against one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah.
And I was shook, but I came in there and I did my thing. So I'd say it was that game. I believe we won 2-0, and that just continued. And then that was also part of the undefeated streak that we had going on that year. So for me, I'd definitely say it was part of that game.
That's good. Now, obviously, after your time with Timbers, you go to Chivas USA and then I think Red Bulls. If you could talk to us about your experiences with both teams.
Chivas USA was a great learning experience. I had the pleasure of playing with legends like Dan Kennedy, Boca Negra, Bobby Burley. I had these Oswaldo Minda, Rosales, and aspiring stars like Cubo Torres. I had even who was the other Mexican that came from Mexico? Bofo.
Bofo?
So I had great players around me, and I was able to learn a lot from these guys on and off the field. And I'm grateful to even play with some with these guys because I learned a lot from them, especially from Boca Negra himself.
Mm-hmm.
He was the one who kind of mentored me when coach put me as left back. He was like, yo, when I played left back out in I think he said England or something. He's like, how many crosses I put in the game? I'm like, how many? He goes, about one. Other than that, I just defended.
Damn.
I was like, yeah. And he's like, defending is not a problem for you. If you feel like attacking in this league may be a problem for you, don't worry about it because you're capable of doing other things. Like my passing was good, so he's just like concentrate on things like that, and concentrate on the things that you do good, and don't worry about the things that you question, So I was like, all right, and once again, I had him by my side, Bobby by my side, Kennedy by my side, so it was a great learning experience. I miss playing with those guys, Augustine, that roster goes on. Shocking the fact that where we were on the table because the players that we had were
pretty good.
They were up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were really good. So, but other than that, that was a great experience. Red Bulls itself was the difference between Red Bulls and all these other clubs, Chivas and Portland, were, it's the difference between. It's like you can start it with the fan base. Like Portland is like if you give your all, they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Red Bulls because they have higher expectations. The fans have higher expectations. Plus, they're New York fans.
Mm-hmm.
New York fans are they're ruthless.
Yeah.
So there's a higher expectation. So yeah, you can give your all, but if we don't win, we don't win. They don't care. They don't care if you give your all. If you don't win, you don't win. Like
they're mad.
You don't get paid. You don't get paid for effort. You get paid for results. And they made that abundantly clear. But my time there was another great learning experience. Being part of a big club as they were. Playing against Lloyd Sam, Wright Phillips. Times when his brother came to practice.
Sean.
Sean came and trained with us for a few months and stuff like that.
Was Henri there?
No, this was the year right after Henri left. He came and trained with us a few times and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, meeting him in the locker room was probably one of my most embarrassing moments throughout my whole career. Because I was walking into the stadium, into the practice facility, and when I come every day when I come in, I go say hello to everybody. I don't just like say hello to whoever's in the locker room. I go into the med room, say hello to everybody and stuff like that. Wow. Oh yeah, how can I forget Dax? But yeah, Dax McCartney, another good guy. Yeah. But so when I was in there, I said hello to all the men, everybody on the med team, and I remember Ruben Beauvais was getting a massage on the table, and there was a guy sitting there talking to Ruben with a hoodie on, and then I still haven't said hello to everybody, and I like walk in there, say what up to Ruben, and like tap the guy on the shoulder. I'm like, yo, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to introduce myself, say hello. I see that you're in the locker room. I don't know who it is under the hoodie, but I want I'm trying to say good morning and everything. Then Henri just kind of like takes off his hoodie and like looks up at me. He's like, what's up? And I'm like, oh.
It's crazy.
And he's like, good morning. He's like, how you doing? He goes, Jean-Baptiste. I'm like, yeah. And it's like, all right, what's up, bro? What's up? And I was starstruck. Like, I couldn't talk. I honestly couldn't talk because, like, once again, this is like my idol, you know what I mean? So I I was like, yeah. Ooh, okay, let me leave the room now because I kind of just embarrassed myself. And there's like 2-3 more people that I still hadn't said hello to.
Yeah.
And I just left. Yeah. I just left straight to my room, my locker. Yeah. Said hello to everybody else over there. Got dressed and went immediately to the field. We still had like 30 minutes before even practice started, but I went immediately to the field. I couldn't even be inside the facility because I was so embarrassed, you know.
Yeah.
And then, you know, he got, because I knew he was going to get dressed up and train with us, you know. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. And then I come back after training and I'm like getting a massage, and then everybody in the med team was just like making fun of me. They were like, yo, guys, they're like, I'm getting a massage. And they're like, guys, who's this?
Did you ever speak to Henri after?
Huh?
Did you ever speak to Henri after that?
Hell no. I don't know. I left it like that. I'm just like, yo, I'm out. I wanted to because you get like meals after training and stuff, and I saw him talking with like Roy Miller and somebody else. I can't remember the other person. Mm-hmm. But he had like 2 people. I think it was Lloyd. It was like Lloyd and Roy Miller with them. And I was like, yo, do I go over there? Do I stay here? Like, what do I say? Like, I want to meet him again, but I kind of want to make up for the first time, you know. Exactly. But I was like, no. I was like, don't do it. Just let it be as it is, you know. But yeah, that was a great moment. But yeah, being at Red Bulls was a great experience because, you know, I learned a lot, you know, as well as while I was there, you know, from the players around me, the professionalism, you know, Sasha, Dax, Luis Robles, you know, so, you know, it was also another great experience. It wasn't for very long, but I was able to absorb a lot, you know. I wish my time had been a little bit longer to, you know, play for the team that I kind of grew up watching, Metro Stars, you know, so, but it is what it is. I'm just happy that I was able to put on the uniform. I was able to get minutes on for the team, so that's all I mean.
Most definitely. And obviously after your time with Red Bulls, you go to Spain with Estrella San Agustin, then you go to Sweden, and then to Malaysia. If you could just talk to us briefly about each experience.
Well, Estrella, so originally I had went there to sign with Alcalá de Guadaira. They were in Tercera División. Mm-hmm. Until I had work permit issues, and which led me to being for Estrella. And for me, it was like devastating news, you know, because, you know, you kind of just left Red Bull, you just left MLS. Yeah. You kind of want to be at a good level, you know. And I went over there because I thought that this was like my chance to get into Europe, you know. You know, getting into Europe as an American player is not easy. Yeah. I thought maybe, you know, put in a few years in the lower leagues in Spain and work my way up the ladder, I would be able to, you know, achieve something. However, the Spanish economy said otherwise. You know, nothing against them. I mean, they have their issues. It's understandable. You know, the lady explained it to me. We would love to give you a work permit, but you know, obviously we have our own Spanish people that don't have jobs, so we'll be giving you one.
Yeah.
So. It made sense. You know, it made sense, but I just wish it didn't happen to me.
Yeah.
But after that, even while I was there, like that just goes to show you when you're playing even in the lower leagues in a country like Spain and France, England, you know, the to be viewed is possible, you know, and you're able to get looks. And while I was there, I was still getting looks, you know, like I was in a regional division. Mm-hmm. And I started people calling my phone like, hey, we saw this game against this person, against this team. You guys played against this Tercera División, and you guys did well. I saw the game, and it was great. You know, I had a chance to go to Sevilla's B team, C team, I can't remember. Mm-hmm. off of playing in the regional division. So, wow. You know, it kind of like motivated me again to like, all right, you know what? Things could turn around, you know, because it was a hard time, you know, and obviously as a player coming from where I was, this is the last place you want to see yourself at. So, but I went over to Sweden. One of my good friends and former coach when I was at UConn, Brian Clairhout, and he was assistant coach over there.
Wow.
I sat down and talked with on a phone call. I talked with him and the head coach, and they wanted to bring me up. Third division of Sweden didn't sound too bad. He spoke highly of the team, the town, and everything. And I was like, why not? Well, let's give it a chance. It's either that or go back to USL in America. I felt, for me, I felt like USL would always be there. USL is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
With everything I'd done, if I wasn't able to get a team in USL, then it'd be a little bit of a shocker. But either way, I wanted to go explore. I want to go see things.
Exactly.
Myself over there in Sweden did pretty well. Did pretty well the first 6 months. So I was able to sign another extension to my contract.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that next season, I did pretty well. And one of my friends on the national team, Sebastian Tourier, he told me about an opportunity to go to Malaysia. I was like, who's interested? He goes, well, there's one team asking for this agent asked for a defender. He wants to show them you. He's like, do you have any games coming up? I was like, yeah, we do. Well, it's this day. He's like, is it on TV? I'm like, no. They're like, well, they'll figure out a way to watch the game. I'm like, I don't know how, but they figured out a way.
Yeah.
And they saw me playing. They were like, yo, we want to have you come over to play in Malaysia. And for me, once again, I'm playing football. I'm enjoying my life. I didn't have any other bigger teams, bigger leagues looking at me at the time. So I was like, why not? This seems like one of those once in a lifetime experiences. It's not surprising enough. It's actually not that easy to get into Asia.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. It really is. And so I was like, why not? Let me go back. And then played over there. It was great. The team wasn't doing so well, but somehow we managed to turn things around towards the end of the season because there's 2 cups at the end of the season, the Malaysian Cup and the Challenge Cup. The Malaysian Cup is for when you look at the top, the 2 leagues that are there. So the top, the top 4 or 5 teams from each division go to play the Malaysian Cup.
Wow.
And then the rest. So basically, just like how the playoffs are for MLS, the whoever qualifies for playoffs, you play this cup. But then if you didn't qualify, like over there, you play for the Challenge Cup. And
Okay.
I don't know how we didn't change players. All we did was change the coach, and we went. And mind you, we had teams from the top division in our bracket.
Yeah.
And we went on to win the whole tournament, 10 undefeated. What was it? I think it was like 6 wins and 3 losses, or 7 wins and 3 losses. Yeah,
Wow.
It was crazy. It was just like, all right, we just played all the teams that we just played against before, along with teams in the Super League,
Yeah.
and then we just didn't lose to anybody and just went on to win the whole thing. Like, wait, what? Why couldn't we have done this early in the season?
That's crazy.
Once again, it is what it is. But yeah, that ends up being my first cup my first trophy won as a professional.
That's good. That must feel good.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice. It was nice to know, but but I wasn't trying to stay in Asia for long. I had offers to stay over there, but I kind of wanted to come back into European football.
Yeah.
The national team coach called me. Well, not him, the manager. After the coach had talked to him, I asked him, what am I doing? Am I staying in Asia? Am I going to come back to Europe? And I felt like if he took the time to have the manager call me, ask me what am I doing, maybe I need to be in somewhere that they want to see me playing better in. Because I was called for the Argentina game, but I wasn't able to go.
Why?
And because it wasn't on the FIFA calendar date, so the president of our club
didn't let you.
Caught drifting. Yeah, he didn't let me go. Oh my God!
You were mad, I imagine.
To play at La Bombonera against Messi. Di Maria, Mascherano. Are you serious? Are you serious right now? What? Yeah, I was trying everything in my power to play that game.
Yeah.
Man, please let me step on the field with Messi. Oh my God, please let me. What? Oh, I would have loved that, but But for me, I'm a believer of everything happens for a reason. So I didn't stress it too much. And you know what? That was actually the last time I was called into the national team for many months until one game against St. Martin. Didn't even play, sat on the bench, and I didn't get called in for like the next 4 camps, and then boom, I'm back in Europe. Hey Drew, you want to come to Gold Cup? What? Of course, of course. But yeah, after Malaysia, coming back into Europe, once again, not many people look into Asian football as being high level, so it was hard to find teams and stuff like that. But I still had somewhat of a reputation in the third division and second division of Sweden. So unfortunately, the time was like the transfer window was closing soon.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to try to do anything crazy. Like, all right, let me go trial for this second division team or this first division team. It's big aspirations and but if it doesn't work out, you're kind of left without a team for 6 months.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's what I wasn't gonna do. So I took the team that was willing to offer me a contract right there and then, which is the team that I'm at now. And I'm damn glad I took it because I have not once second guessed. An amazing apartment in a great city, great people around me, great organization, amazing organization. They had high aspirations to go up to the second division again. So, to be a part of that, I would love that. So. Our season actually starts up again in like 4 days. So
that's good.
That'll be our first game back.
For sure. And obviously, now transitioning to FC, what are your expectations? And if you could talk to us about the difference between Sweden and MLS football.
Well, our aspiration is to get promoted. So that's already one. And that's kind of one of the things I love about being in Europe is the fact that, it's the want to. Oh, I'm sorry. Someone just sent me a message. But yeah, so it's the want to either promote, to get promotion. It's one thing to qualify for a playoff. You qualify for a playoff to play in the MLS Cup. Yeah, okay, that's nice. But when you're fighting for promotion or you're fighting to not get relegated, there comes a different kind of excitement to the game.
Yeah.
Because I know there's some teams in the bottom of the MLS, say the Eastern and Western Conference. They're kind of wrap it up and done. Their minds is a little bit halfway out the door. They're thinking, all right, I can't wait for this season to end.
Yeah.
And I know that because I've been in that position. I've seen how players act towards the last half of the season because they know it's impossible for them to make playoffs. So their mindset is like, oh, all right. Let's just come in, do the work, and then the season is gonna be done eventually. But you still have a job to do.
Yeah.
It's I guess that's one mindset to do it. But when you're in a league where relegation is possible, promotion is possible, no matter what, you're gonna go for it. The season before I left Malaysia, my team was at the bottom of the table. We were literally 1 point above last place, and the last 3 teams get relegated. So. Yeah, so there was 14 teams? 14 teams? 14 teams. So we went from 13th place, and we finished the season off in 4th.
In 4th?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this league is one of those leagues where anybody could win.
Yeah.
There's gonna be 1 or 2 teams that keep a good form.
Yeah.
But the rest anybody could win. And the thing is, we got 4th by probably by a point. By a point.
Wow.
Yeah. Just about, we went into the second half of the season. We lost won the first game, lost the second one to the one team that beat us every single time. But then, I can't stand them. But either way, but then the rest of the games we went on a 7, No, what was it? No, I'm sorry. I apologize. No, we had lost the first game. And then won the rest.
Wow.
Straight. And that's something that this team has never done before. So, it was quite an achievement. Quite an achievement. Like we only had lost one more game after that. Actually, no, we didn't even lose. We had tied a few times than we should have.
Mm-hmm.
But there's sometimes a tie is like a loss. You lose 2 points.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. But so that achievement in itself is, you feel that here. It's like, damn, it's something to be proud. It's something to be proud of.
Yeah.
So and I was a part of it. But now I'm a part of a bigger town, a bigger team with bigger aspirations, and that's also something nice to be a part of because they look to you to help get them there.
For sure. Most definitely.
And hopefully we can get it.
For sure. And what advice would you give to young Haitian kids that aspire to be a professional like yourself?
Just be you, have fun, jouer libre, jouer avec confiance. Like what I said was like play free, like play with confidence. Just enjoy the game because that's why we started playing the game in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
We enjoyed it because we liked it, we loved it. We were happy when we stepped on the field. We were happy when we had a soccer ball at our feet. So don't forget that when you step on the field for practice or for a game.
Yeah.
Yes, it can be competitive. Yes, push yourself for greatness. Push yourself. Always push yourself. But don't forget why you started in the first place. It's because you enjoy doing what you do.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Make the best of it.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. Then October 10th, 2015, I think is an important day for you. You guys won 3-1 against El Salvador. If you guys talk to us about winning, singing the national anthem for Haiti. How was that?
I'll tell you right now. I knew about 5 words.
In French?
In the national anthem at that time. Because I had never sang the national anthem before. I've heard it, but never heard the words, and stuff like that. And over the years, I've learned more and more of the national anthem because it's prideful when you hear your anthem.
For
you
sure.
See what I mean? And you want to know the words, because it's just it empowers you when you're about to step onto that field. You see some other countries, they sing it with so much passion, they're crying before the game even starts.
Yeah.
I want that feeling because I chose this national team because it's in my blood. It's my parents, it's my parents' country, Was I born there? No, I wasn't, but I will do anything possible to represent them the best way I can possibly.
Yeah.
And that's all I want. But eventually I'll know the anthem word for word. But until then, just know that the parts that I know are the parts that I'm singing with the most passion out of me.
For sure. And is there a particular game that you think has been your best game playing for Haiti?
I'd say this Mexico game.
In the Gold Cup.
I mean, considering the opponent, considering the what was at stake, considering we defended for 2 hours, over 2 hours, and for us to only lose off a penalty.
Yeah.
They had chances towards goal, but if you look at the stats, people could be like, oh, they had this many chances towards goal. They had, this many shots towards goal, this many saves. But the saves that our goalie had to make were amongst the hardest saves that he had to make in that game. I'd say once or twice in the first half, once in the second half, and then I don't remember a great chance in the first half. The first half of extra time, he had to make a big one. But, and then the second half of extra time was probably where he had to make the most amount of saves, because, we were gunning for it. We left ourselves exposed to equalize the game. But for myself, dealing with the counterattacks and the players that they have, I probably said this is probably one of the best games I played in the Haitian jersey, and I'm damn proud of it. I'm unfortunate about the result, but there's not one thing I take back from that game. You know, nah, there isn't. There isn't. You know,
that's good.
It's either that 2 hours, 2 hours plus of football, or that, or the second half game, the second half performance against Canada. Actually, even the first half, because I don't really remember them. Actually, no, they did. The second half. Second half against Canada. That was a whole nother thing. They were like, wait, what? Hold on. You scored 3 goals? Hold on, all right, let's turn shit, you know? And then they started coming at us. It was like, oh, crap.
Crap. Well, that was another crazy game, going 2-0, losing, and then coming back to winning 3-2.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we were discouraged. You know what it was? It was because the way they scored the goal. We was already mad because the first foul, it wasn't even much of a foul, but whatever happened, and then they scored that the quick restart. It's like, damn, they didn't even like break us down. They kind of just like, you know, they in the first half they were kind of like, they had a lot of passes in front of our 18 and stuff like that. So I'm sure this is what made them so confident that they could win this game, because around our 18 they were making a lot of passes, you know, and you know, taking a few shots outside the 18 from distance, you know. So I know they were confident, you know, and then when they got that first goal, then the second goal, you know, I was the last defender. I set him offsides, but the sideline ref said that our outside back kept them onside.
Yeah.
I know I set my line to where I saw my other defender and left this guy outside, but you know, the ref says something different. Okay, whatever. It is what it is. That second half, guys were discouraged. You know, one of our players gave a small talk. You know, and then coach gave a talk. You know, but right before the end of second halftime break, you know, I kind of got emotional. You know, I really try to express the fact that, like, guys, you know what? They scored 2 crap goals that none of us are proud of. It is what it is. That's fine. But we have another 45 minutes to go out there and change and make history.
Yeah.
If we lose and give everything we have, but we go out there and give everything we have, then you know what? So be it. We lose. But you know what? We have to go out there and give everything.
Yeah.
Because I will do whatever it has to take. I'll put my leg, my body, my head, everything on the line for you guys.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys do it with me. You know, and I pointed out that there was a few guys that were older. You know, this was going to be their last Gold Cup. And, you know, that right there, like that, I think that's what triggered it for me, you know, because the older guys on this national team were the same guys that I started playing with on this national team.
Yeah.
You know, and all that whole team that I was with 4 years ago is one by one is just slowly diminishing. You know, one guy after the other, and you know, and like I already had. Mishak was already gone, you know, and then all I had left was Donald and Placide.
Yeah.
Were the last players from that era I see on the team, you know. So I'm just like, yo, for these guys, for this country, for this team, for this everybody standing in this locker room, I will give everything. For these guys, their last World Cup and their Gold Cup, and I know they'll give everything. So let's all do it together. Let's all go out there and give everything we can. We go out there second half. We gave them everything.
You won 3-2.
Yo, it was insane. It was absolutely insane. Like, if you see one of my photos posted up, I'm literally. I've never screamed like that after a win. I don't do that because I think it's like so winning. But no, hell no. That deserved it. I was. I haven't had that much emotions playing in a game in a long time. But I'm glad it was for that cause.
For sure. And if you could talk to us about, you know, something that we don't know about Andrew Jean-Baptiste.
All right. Well, something I mean you probably won't know is I've been thinking about a lot about what I'm gonna do after football. What's the life that I'm gonna go for? Where I'm gonna live, for that matter.
Yeah.
But there's two things that come to mind of what I want to do with my life after football. And the two things for me that kind of like stuck with me a lot was one was, now this is one idea, but two ways of doing it. One was either, well, technically three ideas that I stuck with. One idea was going back to school, finish my psychology degree, and then and pick up teaching, and then get a master's in teaching, and then work at a school. My brother's a guidance counselor and Uniondale High School in Long Island, so that's also a path I've thought about. I've thought about being an international teacher, teaching in some of the third world countries, and that have like international schools or private schools that they want to get their kids learning English and stuff like that. That's for me, that one came on later as I traveled more. So that's something that very well might just happen, because I love traveling, and too I love giving back it back to the kids. They're our future.
Yeah.
And then obviously, well, I don't even think I have to say this. I thought this is kind of automatic, becoming a coach. Like,
soccer.
Football's my life. If I stop playing, I'm not gonna just sit here and become that guy that just watches football on the TV and just that call it a day. Nah, that's not enough for me. I got to get back. I know too much to not to not teach to the kids that want to learn the game.
Yeah.
That's the second. And then the last one, but not least, certainly most not least, is maybe I'll get to the point where I open up a restaurant, but I kind of want to start off with a food truck.
Okay.
I want to start off with a food truck.
Interesting.
Yeah. One of the things that I realized is the fact that one, there's Latinos all out in the mundo. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know what I mean. But the thing is, and American food, Latin, Hispanic food, it's Caribbean food. It's not really in all places in Europe and stuff like that. And when you do find a place, it's going to be expensive, because they're gonna turn into a cuisine.
Yeah.
And you paying cuisine in the name of a restaurant. You might have to spend a little bit more money. So, but for me, I'm trying to make the things that are a little bit cheaper, to make those delicacies that people can enjoy. Like a patacon, empanadas, a burrito, a Haitian beef patty. I love making pasta. I could whip up, you can make a really flavorful pastas within 5-10 minutes. And that's kind of something that I've been trying to pick up. Over since I started living on my own at 19 years old.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I started cooking, I had my mom on speaker over here telling me, all right, what number do I put the stove on to boil the water? Hold on, I need I'm just boiling water. You got that one right. But then she told me how to make Haitian food and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so as soon as she told me that, that's when I started getting creative and inventive with food and the flavors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So just things that I make. If I were gonna be making the empanadas, the burritos, the patacons, I was gonna make it in my flavor.
Yeah.
This is the idea that we're going for, but I'm gonna make it in my flavor because I have a wide broad of as far as taste and flavor and stuff. The only thing I probably have tasted in my life that I don't like is licorice, black licorice. That's literally the only thing in my life I could say I don't like. Hate it. It's honestly disgusting. It really is. Everything else in this world I could eat. There's not one I ate a scorpion, I ate an alligator, I ate a kangaroo, a crocodile, a tarantula, a cockroach, a spider. You see what I mean? I've tried a load of food. You see what I mean? And there's a lot of them I would still keep on going again. But did I say scorpion? Oh yeah. A snake, an eel, I don't care. A lot of these things are good. They're really good, but people don't know that, you know. And I mean, so no one really thinks about it, because they're just oh no, it's nasty. It's coming from this part of the world, blah blah blah. But you guys don't know. You guys don't know. So yeah, that's probably the third thing I'm looking at. Maybe I might have to go to school to get my culinary degree or something, or maybe I could just do it just like that.
Just
Because I had the money and I just opened up a food truck. But that's me. That's if you just know that in a few years, you know, you guys see a food truck and stuff like that, and you're gonna see like a menu of like the Caribbeans and Latin America and stuff. You'll be like, hold on, yo, Drew. Yeah, that's me. So that's something I'm looking forward to doing after football.
And I wish you the best of luck with that as well, for sure.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
For sure. And if you could also talk to us about, you know, being Haitian, and then do you speak French? Oui, oui, je m'appelle Juan.
Je vais pratiquer mon français, but at the moment it's not that good, you know. But I'm practicing.
Yeah. So like when you played this Gold Cup, was it tough speaking to your other French players?
No, not really. Not really. I mean, there's probably like 2-3 guys on the team I could say that don't know English at all.
Wow.
You know, everybody else basically either speak English, French, or Spanish. You know, so the guys, I know there was 3 guys that didn't speak good English. So I spoke to them. I don't speak great Spanish, but I spoke to them in Spanish. You know, I was able to get my information, hang out. You know, you know, like that's how we hung out. And then for the guys that didn't really speak English at all, we kept like. For me, if you don't speak great English, I'm very good. I'm like fluent in broken English. So if you try, I'll be patient, understand, and listen to what you guys say. You know,
yeah.
I don't mind that. You know, and that's one of the things about our team was it was so diverse. You know, you got guys coming from everywhere, and you know, so with that being said, you know, you have to take into account that, you know, they might know this, they will know that. You know, a lot of the French guys, they don't speak Creole like the Haitians from Haiti. You know, they speak Creole with a French, more of a French twist to it. You know, the language itself is broken French, but they speak more French than they do with the actual dialect of Haiti, which is true. You know, so yeah, everybody has their way of talking. You know, like even if you see the video of one of our captains talking after the halftime of Bermuda game, you know, he was speaking Creole, but it was more with the French twist. You know, it was more French because I actually understood a little bit more of what he was saying than when one of our other captains talked, because he speaks in Creole and then he was speaking in French Creole. So it was like I kind of understood this one a little bit more. You know? So we all found a way to communicate with each other. You know, no matter what, even the guys that don't speak great English, they found a way, you know, because, you know, we're all great guys. We all want to communicate with each other. That's the best part I love it. We all want to communicate.
That's good.
So we find ways to do it.
For sure. And if you can name us your best teammate on the national team and club.
The national team and club?
Yeah. Best teammate.
On the national team, I'd have to say... I would have to say Mishak. Like, but who I hang out with the most is Franzi Pirro. He plays in Belgium right now. But one of the ones that I appreciate the most, it would have to be Mishak, because I've known him the longest, and him and 2 other guys, they're not with the national team anymore, Sebastian Tourier and James Marcelin. They when I first got to the team, these are the guys that kind of showed me the ropes the most. And they guided me, they mentored me through all of this, you know, because, you know, some guys could have just been like, this American guy, he don't know any English, he don't know any Creole, he don't know no French. Why are we wasting our time, you know? They could have been like that, but these 3 guys were the first ones to start teaching me everything, introducing me to everybody, learning the lingo and the expressions everybody use, who's what, translating the jokes, not only the coach's instruction, but it would have to be Mishak, you know. And, if not, Franzi.
That's good. And if you could tell us, you know, about the hardest thing about being a professional soccer player, probably doing the sacrifices that you mentioned before.
Yeah, that's basically it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people think that, being an athlete just comes with all these other perks in life. Yeah, I mean, it does come with some perks, but, but a lot of people wouldn't even like, they wouldn't trade in what they have for those perks that we have, I've asked people this so many times. For example, which job would you rather have? Would you rather have the job where you basically work almost every single day? Once in a while, you get a day off, and then after 10 months, you get like a month and a half off, and you still get paid? Or would you have the job where you get I'm sorry, apologies, like 9 months, and then like 2 months you get off? Or would you rather have the job where you're a weekend warrior? Every weekend you have off.
Yeah.
Everybody chose for the weekend. Everybody chose it. And that is the day-to-day 9 to 5 job. Everybody has the weekends off.
Yeah.
Us, we don't have weekends off. If anything, we get a day off after like 6-7 days, not because the coach wants it, because technically by law they have to give us.
Yeah.
It's actually like a FIFA rule, like they have to give us a day off after every 6-7 days or something like that. So, sure, if the coaches wanted to, they could train us. They would train us every single day.
Yeah.
And then even when we're off, we're still technically not off. We still have to represent ourselves well. We can't go off on social media acting all crazy. Just because we don't have a team. That frankly, the most important time to be, self-aware and cautious of what you say and what you do, where you're at, who you're with. Mindful of your social media. A lot of this stuff like that comes into play that people don't really take into consideration.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's the sacrifices we have to do, and always constantly being at our best. Like people don't understand that. Like people working an office job, they're like, "Oh no, my job's hard." I'm like, Samantha, come on, please. Like, you can get drunk tonight and then wake up around 7 and be like, you know what? I don't want to go to work today. Call out sick. I don't have that luxury. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I still have to go into work, and I can't go into work and half-ass it. I still have to go in and work at the best of my ability to either gain a starting spot, or 2, which is harder, keep your starting spot. You see what I mean? So, and not even to mention the mental toll that it takes, on players. The want and need to be better and to play, and then this is not even including losing a game, or when you lose your starting spot to somebody, because these things happen. People think it's so easy to do it. Look how kids react, or students react when they fail an exam. Imagine if you were a starting player all your life, and then you get to the team and you're not even on the roster. Imagine what they do for you mentally, where it's like you question yourself, you question your abilities.
Yeah.
So once again, as to be an athlete is one of the hardest things to possibly do.
Sure.
Yeah. Once again, if people just look at the perks and think that's our life, that's not it.
Exactly.
Maybe for the millionaires, maybe for the millionaires, but for the guys that are not on 6 figures, yeah.
Most definitely. Then not to finalize the interview, Andrew, if you could talk to us about playing in this Gold Cup, and then obviously the game of probably the year, maybe in the Gold Cup, Haiti versus Mexico. If you could run through that, and also I saw the game and emotions were coming from you, and it's probably a very difficult game for you. But if you could talk to us about it.
After the Canada game, after we pulled off that remarkable win against Canada, I got interviewed a few times, and people asked, what do you guys look to for the next game? Because we played before Costa Rica and Mexico, and I said it about 3-4 times in front of different cameras, in front of different journalists.
Yeah.
I want Mexico. I want to play Mexico. Semifinals, I want Mexico. Some people could see that as arrogant. Some people could look at it as, oh, that's stupid. You jinx yourself or whatever. I don't care what the thing. For me, I look at it as like, if you're gonna win if you're gonna play and win a tournament, you have to play against the best. You can't be afraid to play against the best.
Yep.
And I knew for sure that whoever won that game was gonna win the tournament. Whoever won that game won the tournament, and that's exactly what happened. You know. And then going into the game, you know, it was a little nerve wracking. You know, I mean, we're playing against a team that's been in the World Cup for, I don't know, ever since I was born, and you know, they've won the most championships in this tournament. They are favorites to win this whole thing. You know, we're playing in front of 65,000 fans, and I'm pretty sure 62,000 of them were straight Mexicans in there. So, you know, there was a lot against us, you know, but for me, I looked at it as motivating. I don't care if you're against me as a supporter or with me, but to be in front of 65,000 people is one great achievement to be playing in front of. So if that doesn't motivate you more than it does scare you, then
something's wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you're not cut out for the job, you know. but you know, in that game, you know, they possessed against us. You know, they are a smart team, incredibly smart and organized team. For me, as far as talent for talent, yeah, I think our players are up there with them. You know, obviously they're playing in better leagues. They're playing, yeah, of course. But I think talent for talent, yeah, we are up there with them. There's no doubt in my mind. There's a lot of these countries that I believe that we're up there with them as far as talent wise. But where they have us beat is organization, chemistry. Mm-hmm. You know, like they had those two components over us. You know, we had a young team that a lot of these guys never really played with each other before. But however, these guys played with each other for many years probably. Some of them play in the same league. You know, they're around each other. They know what their perks are, their pros and cons as a player on and off the ball. You know, and along with the tactics they probably were given from their coach. Granted, he was suspended in the stands, but you know, he was still their coach for 4 days before that game. So, you know, they possessed the ball well. They were dangerous with almost every single attack, and but that also just goes to show you the determination and the mental capacity and concentration that our team put to keep such a team out from scoring a goal for 120 minutes. And I'm not talking about you people are like, well, they scored the penalty, but I'm like, all right, yeah. One, it's a controversial call. Two, apart from that, they still didn't score for 2 hours of the game. Take away the penalty, you're still looking at 2 hours of football where the best team in the tournament did not score against us, you know? And did they have chances? Of course. I'm not taking that away from them. Of course they had chances, but at the end of the day, you know, every football game is about chances.
Exactly.
Everybody has chances in the game, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, when a team leads with no goals, you still sit there and say, wow, what a great performance.
Exactly.
Defensively. So I don't care how many chances they got. At the end of the day, if they leave with zero, if the defensive team leaves with zero goals conceded, then they did their job. So, but apart from that, you know, the only thing I had probably wished for is was a few times where we had, you know, once again we defended well, and then when we made the break out to attack, maybe we could have been a little bit more composed, a little bit more decisive with our pass or shots or something like that. You know, I don't think it was because of nerves. It was just, you know, just unfortunate play. You know, every player had a moment where they did either something well or the moment where they lost the ball. That's just how it is. You know, or they shot the ball over the bar. You know, like the first 5 minutes of that game, we had the first shot on target. I'm sorry. We had probably one of the most dangerous plays. It was a play to our striker. He cut it on the defender, takes the left foot. He puts that shot on the floor. Who knows what happens? Because he was inside the 18. He almost could have taken another touch. And who knows? It's him one without trouble. But you know, once again, that game. It's one of those games where, you know, Barcelona plays all the time. They possess the hell out of the team. Yeah. But how many games have we seen Barcelona lose where they possess the hell out of teams, have many chances, but still lose because the other team had about 4 solid chances to go. Sure. I remember a few games against Celta Vigo. Igor Aspas, you know, he beat Barcelona a few times,
Yeah.
you know, and their team defended like crazy, but
They
he
won.
was still from the back of the net somehow for like one or two chances. You know what I mean? So it just goes to show. I don't care. I don't care what possession looks like. I don't care if this person has as many chances. But you know, if you can see him say, "Oh no, they should have won because they dominated." I don't care if they dominated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's what did you do? Like, what was the score? if you dominated, if you really dominated the game, the score what you do. Look at this. That's just my opinion.
That's true. Well, you know,
Everybody.
that's true. That's true.
No, I'm saying everybody gets chances. It just matters whether or not you put them in.
That's true. Well, I want to thank you, Andrew, you know, for taking your time, for doing this for me and my channel. You know, I wish you the best with your club. I wish you the best with the national team in these upcoming games against Curaçao and Costa Rica. You know, and thank you so much, and best of luck in everything that you do. And hopefully, you know, you will inspire Haitian young kids to become a professional like yourself.
I appreciate that. Honestly, I hope I'm an inspiration to all, on and off the field. Just go out there and do what you want to do in your life, and when you do it, you put in as much of the effort as you can possibly.
Most definitely. Well, thank you. Take care.
No problem, buddy. Take care, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you for watching my video. If you guys could share it with your family members and friends, that would be much appreciated. To all the people around the world who watch my videos, thank you so much. If you could like and subscribe to my channel, I would love that a lot. Until next time, thank you.